It's Rob!
Tony! And I'm Jeff.
We're in gaming.
And that's you.
Hello gamers and welcome back to the end. I'm Rob or Warshack, whichever one you want to call me, and we will be going from rank 8 to 7 in this video, playing mostly entirely all Reno lock. I'm probably not going to switch. I've been seeing a lot of aggro on ladder lately, and Reno does very well against aggressive decks as long as you get a decent opening hand so you're able to stabilize later on. So hopefully we'll be able to pull... Oh wow, we're going against a warrior. That's not very early game-ish. He's probably playing control, if not Grim Patron, which shouldn't be that bad as long as we get like Hellfire, Demon Wrath, and or Shadow Flame. So I think we're going to ditch this entire hand and see if we can get something a little bit more early game aggressive. Jeweled Scarab, Imp, Gang Boss, and Loatheb. The Loatheb's not too bad, but the Scarab and the Imp Gang Boss are just fine. Oh, and Dark Peddler, nice. So he does have the Legend card back. So since it's not late into the season yet, it's still semi-early to mid. We see a decent amount of good players still in the ranks 10 to 5 area. So this guy's obviously already reached Legend before, so he will be a worthy opponent. Let's see some gold. Let's see what the gold tells us. The gold is telling us probably Imp Gang Boss due to the fact that Imp Gang Boss is a beast. Just because we have two of them doesn't really mean anything. He's a great 3-drop. We could have gotten Sense Demons, gotten like a Void Caller, and hopefully like a Mal'Ganis to Lord Draxus as a big wall, but eh. Also drawing Reno Jackson this early on. It's good if we were going against like a rush deck, or going against a rush deck, but since he's not really playing rush, it really doesn't matter that much. I mean, it's good to have as long as we draw into the second Molten Giant, then it's completely fine. But for now, I mean, I would have rather taken like a 4-drop or something. And then we obviously know also duly noted that he played the Unstable Ghoul, that he's playing Patron Warrior. So that's definitely something you need to note down and know what kind of warrior you're playing so you can play against them in the right fashion. So no Unstable Ghoul is most likely played in Patron, like almost 100%. So we're going to probably from here, we can actually Defender of Argus. I think this is a pretty good play because it allows for his Alkalite not to be able to draw again. If we would have played maybe another Imp Gang Boss, he could have swung his Alkalite into our 1/1 Imp, but since we gave it the Defender, it actually have to kill off the Alkalite, and he doesn't get the secondary draw from it if he were just to swing into a 1/1. So he's actually going to Inner Rage it, so he's going to be able to draw 2 anyway, but at least he used an Inner Rage instead of not having to if we wouldn't have taunted that creature. So he's going to play the Dread Corsair for free because of the Despite, and then from here we're in a little bit of a sticky situation, but not too bad. So with 5 mana we can Loatheb, but it'll just die to Despite because of the Whirlwind charge from it. So I think tapping into maybe a creature we can play and or Dark Peddler into a 1-drop, and we'll see what that 1-drop is here. Hungering Crab, Flame It, Power Overwhelming. I'm pretty sure Power Overwhelming is the best choice in this situation. If we were going against maybe a rush deck, throwing out the Flame Imp would be helpful. Even though it does 3 damage to herself, it's a decent body on the board. But PO, mostly against Control Warrior, will get us some favorable trades in there. I mean, a 4/4 to a creature that probably die anyway is not too bad. So he's going to Loatheb. We can't do shit next turn, and by not being able to do shit, I'm just kidding. We have a handful of creatures. I think we're going to Loatheb his Loatheb. Or we can Imp Gang Boss and heal for 3. But I think throwing out... Well, if we just play Loatheb, he's going to kill it, like I said, with his Whirlwind. If we play Imp Gang Boss and we heal for 3, it puts more creatures on the board. If he attacks into our 2/4, it's still going to create another 1/1. It'll die. No, actually it won't, because the Whirlwind effect will trigger prior to the 1/1 coming out. Unless he kills it off. Yeah, okay, never mind. Alright, now the 1/1 will die to it. A little thing that you guys may or may not know, I'll talk about it in a second when we get a chance. I'll accept you. Okay. So he's going to draw once. It looks like he's trying to look for his patrons right now. He's going to Armor Smith. Not too bad. We're not really worried. Still at 30 health. 7 mana. Killing off his Loatheb, throwing out Boom. I don't really see a problem with throwing out Boom. If you can throw Boom out on 7 mana, the curve is immense. If he doesn't have Big Game Hunter and Boom connects with face at least one time, that's pretty awesome. But most of the time, as we know, Dr. Boom just gets BGH'd as soon as he comes out. He's like, I'm Dr. and he just gets blasted in the face by a Big Game Hunter. He's like, I'm a 3-drop, and I fuck you up. And then after that, we throw 2 Molten Giants out, and BGH doesn't do shit because he doesn't have it anymore. Unless you're like running Malagos Warlock, and then you run 2 BG8s, and then my deck is completely shit. Running 2 BG8s against like a Hamlock, that must be devastating. So he's going to execute it, another great ability to use to get rid of high drop creatures for a low price of 1 mana. It's like Costco. Anyway, now he throws his Dr. Boom out, and we have no big game hunter, but we do have a Siphon Soul. Alright. I believe we have options. Not really. Killing off probably... No, should we even kill his Boombot, or we should just Siphon Soul? I mean, we have to Siphon Soul, there's no doubt, but do we kill his Boombot now or later? I don't think it matters. That was really good. If it would have hit Dr. Boom for 4, I might have questioned siphoning Soul him, but this just guaranteed me siphoning Soul. And then do we Mortal Coil his little Boombot? I think we hold Mortal Coil and just use our passive, to be completely honest. He's not going to be pushing lethal. There's nothing the Boombot's going to kill that's like detrimental. And if it like, we kind of plan out our next turn accordingly. And also he may not. I would rather use a Mortal Coil on something that actually, like, if it not dying is bad. Like, if we Dark Bomb Mortal Coil Berserker, that's good. But just Mortal Coiling a 1/1 that doesn't really have a threat, I don't think that... It could be done, but there's no need for it yet. Just because you can doesn't mean you should. And I think we shouldn't. So I think we throw out the 4/7. I mean, it's pretty protected. It has 7 health. The Berserker's not huge yet. We haven't seen the Patron Rush, and we haven't drawn into the Hellfire yet. And I'm going to throw out the Loatheb and the Void Caller instead of the 5/7 because I'm kind of scared of the Patron Rush right now, and I feel like the Berserker was a setup for something bigger. But now that he plays Death's Bite, it's like confirming that it wasn't a setup for Patrons or anything like that, or a huge Whirlwind ability. He's actually using next turn because now he has the Death's Bite's Death Rattle to combo off. So that's not good. So if we cannot kill the Alkalite and or Berserker, I'm sure it's going to be a Patron Rush next turn. So we have to draw into Hellfire. Or something like that. Molten Giant's good. It allows us to Reno, which is good. But it's still not a field clear. So, this is what I was talking about. If we didn't have the Mortal Coil here, it'd be pretty bad because we would have no really good way to kill the Berserker. But now we do, so we'll Mortal Coil that. Mal'Ganis is going to pop out. Hey, how you doing? And then from here, we can actually throw out the 4/7 and the Shredder. I don't really see a reason not to throw out the Shredder, or we can taunt those both up and then passive for free. That's always that's always an option. And then we're actually going to taunt the side here because we want him to go through our 4/7 prior to Mal'Ganis. If he were to use his weapon, he could actually just swing it into Mal'Ganis, and Mal'Ganis, it just make him pretty much easier to kill Mal'Ganis, which allows us to be immune. But if we put the taunt in front of the 4/7, it allows him to get through that, which we want to die, because Thaddeus comes out if both the 4/7 and the 7/4 dies. I think it's Slag, and what are they? Fugan and Slag, that's what it is. He top deck slam into top deck slam. So he drew into slam, and which drew into another slam, which drew into an execute. Nice, bro. Good shit. I wish I was that good. I wonder if the Gold Monkey would be good in Patron because of how much draw the Patron has. It could potentially be good. He's going to draw 2 more from Battle Race. Jesus, his deck is looking real thin, He hasn't used any patrons yet. This is second Berserker, though, so we're not really scared. There's the Hellfire, so when he ever Patron Rust, it's not a big deal. We also have the Shadow Flame, which is fantastic. So we're not really worried about shit right now. So, we're going to PO this, kill off the Berserker, throw down the Shredder. We can even throw down the Zombie Chow if we really want. But, do we find a reason to? Probably not, but we could anyway. What would be a drawback of playing Zombie Chow right now? I don't think there's any drawback. It's just a creature on the board. He's at 22 health, so it's not even like we're going to be able to push lethal soon. If he heals for 5, it's not a big deal. Again, Reno Lock isn't about the value. Like, it's about the value game, but we're not really worried about burn. This isn't combo Reno Lock, so it's not, the Leroy Jenkins PO Faceless Manipulator, that card, so you do 20 damage in 1 turn. That's not what we're going for. We're going for a complete annihilation of the field and his deck and hand, which we have not achieved. So here's the Patron Rush, which we were calling out the entire game, and by Patron Rush, I mean 2 pathetic patrons on the board. And we could probably just trigger the Unstable Ghoul, bring 4 patrons out like he's going to do something with it, Hellfire, and then passive, see what we draw into. Maybe we'll draw into a 4-drop, maybe we won't. I don't really, we're going to should probably passive before anything. So Emperor. It's not a 4-drop. And I think we just kill off this. It's going to summon 4 patrons. He's like, oh my god, I got a whole Patron Rush. And then I'm just like, yo, I think I'm just going to Hellfire. And we're going to put an end to that. Ooh, we can actually play Molten Giant. Not planned, but works. I mean, I could say calculated and be like, wow, that was a great play, but it actually had no idea. I totally just forgot the Molten Giant's affected by health, and I have 14, obviously, meaning it's a 4-drop. Didn't register. All right, he can't kill the Molten Giant, but we actually have no way to kill his 3/3. So next turn we can play it safe or we can play it risky. The risky play would be passive, use Emperor. That's pretty risky. Or we can just Reno and say fuck you. And I think we can just say Reno and fuck you. Swing for this into the 8. We actually could have Iron Beaked that and swung face. But I think just killing it off is fine. Iron Beak to maybe his another Patron Rush is fine. But we actually have Shadow Flame, so it doesn't even matter. So he's just going to concede. Alright, that's fine too. And that's what you'll notice if you play Reno Lock or any Reno deck. And when you play a Reno, and after your opponents use like most of their good cards, they will just concede once Reno comes out. He's kind of like a salute of conceding, I don't know. He's like saluting your opponent to concede. He's just like, all right, you can concede now. You understand why. I was gonna go into something. There was like something I was gonna talk about, and then I totally lost track because I was thinking of other things. I'll come back to it eventually. That happens. All right, so we're going against a Hunter, which is really nice as long as we draw up. I was gonna say if we draw Reno, we win, but we actually drew Reno, so I'm pretty sure we do win. And as long as we actually draw a Molten Giant, because the combo cannot happen unless we draw Reno Jackson and/or the Molten Giant, because we have 2 Molten Giants in the deck, making it so we need to at least draw 1. And most of the time, there's 2 copies of a card. You draw it by at least card anywhere between 20 to 15 is like the probability of being able to draw at least 1. So that's pretty high. And by turn, 20 to 15, you're heading. It's most of the time your opponent's not pushing lethal by then, unless they're playing Face Hunter, which this guy could be playing Face Hunter. We'll know here in a second if he plays some crazy shit. Mad Scientist, turn 2, coin into it. Boom. Yep. That's not a surprise. I think we just passive, which we do. Imp Gang Boss, turn 3 play. Imp Implosion, turn 4. Stalag, turn 5. Emperor, turn 6. If not Molten Giant prior to him pushing lethal, we Reno instead of Emperor. So we pretty much have all our turns planned out here. Normally that doesn't happen, but we got pretty lucky here. I would say the downfall to this deck, it seems like this deck has no weakness. It has a decent early game. It has a decent middle game, and it's got a fantastic late game. But the problem is, if your opponent can outrush you early game and you cannot draw into Demon Wrath, Hellfire, Shadow Flame, or your creatures to kind of combat them to stabilize, you completely get fucked up real bad. So just keep that in mind. This deck does have really big flaws, and that is if you're playing against, the new aggro shaman that's out, and or Face Hunter, and or, there's this fucking rogue deck that's out right now too. It's like aggro super rogue on steroids, and yeah, that kills this deck. I actually went against it, I believe it was yesterday, and it completely, fucking face rolled the shit out of this deck. Alright, so we gonna draw. Do we just Imp Implosion the Knife Juggler, or do we draw? I think we draw. And there's Hellfire, and then now I think we passive. We're at 26 health, so I don't really see a reason not to passive. So there we could have Imp Implosion the Knife Juggler, and that would have been fine, I guess, and put a bunch of 1/1s. I guess you could have Imp Implosion and or Mortal Coil. I just thought it was safe, because he's not pushing any huge damage. He only has 4 cards in hand. He only has a Mad Scientist on field. So we're going to definitely Imp Implosion the Shredder now, see what comes out. 4 damage, nice. If it would have done 2, we would have been in a bad situation, because he would have been able to push at least 6 damage that turn. But it really doesn't matter because we have Reno as long as we draw on a Molten Giant. And we'll see if my theory about people conceding is right. And him unleashing the Hounds was not good there. Not good at all. So ideally he wants to go, ideally he should go face. Like pure face, hoping I don't have Reno, getting me as low as possible. But he's actually going to make trades with the imps, so, which makes me think that trap is a frozen trap. Because normally you wouldn't trade unless you don't want the creature to attack, and the only reason you wouldn't want it to attack is if it was frozen trap. And then there was also, there's no point to Hellfire. Emperor, we've got fucking retarded cards in hand right now. It's just a lot of value coming out of him. So I don't think that was, really have to explain that play too much. He kills it, doesn't really matter. We were able to get the value needed out of him. We were able to take 1 mana off at least 5 cards in our hand, making him essentially cost nothing. And he used a kill command, which shows us he doesn't, that's 1 less card to burst us down. So from here, I believe we heal bot? I think I mean, how much damage? He has 4 damage, 6. Do we Dr. Boom and we play it risky and then we Dark Bomb this? I think we do. And when we Dark Bomb this, it takes 2 damage off of the top. So he only potentially has, you know, 5, 7 damage right now. So he would have to pull out 9 damage, 7 mana. So, I mean, he could do it, but I doubt he has it. So he's going to Hunter Mark that, go into it with a Hound, which is fine, which tells me he doesn't have the damage in his hand, or he would have went for it. There's another secret. So we can assume one of those is definitely going to be a Frozen Trap. He's going to Steady Shot and probably go face with weapon. Wow, he didn't even attack with weapon. There's our Molten Giant, which allows us to cast Reno for free, and that's the win. So there's the Snake Trap. Okay. So he's going to get a durability from that. And then I'm assuming the other one is a explosive? Bear? Okay, so it's Bear, and I believe we Hellfire here. And then we Molten Giant. And then we Loatheb. Because when we Loatheb, he won't be able to cast any spells. Or we could actually just Reno. I forgot the Reno costs 5. Whoops. How silly of me. I was like looking at Healbot, like, oh wow, that costs 4, and I look over and there's like Reno at 5. I'm just like, why would I Healbot? That'd be silly. Dreadscale, Acid? No, he doesn't have enough mana for that. So he's going to actually go off and not kill Reno, but the end of the turn will kill Reno. So that makes sense. That was a good plan on his part. But he actually can't kill the Giant. But his weapon, though, a 3-4 or 3-3 now, I mean, that's really good. Those secrets really help it out a lot. Okay, so from here, there's a plethora of plays we can do. We definitely don't need to Healbot and or Draxus. I think just Loatheb, killing off the Dreadscale, and then we'll play the 7-4, and then we'll end our turn. We're actually pushing a fuck ton of damage. What is that, 16? 21? We need to do 4 more damage next turn, so even if we Draxus next turn, that's only 24 damage. Savannah Highmane, he's going to take 8 to the face, so if we draw into any sort of... we already used our Dark Bomb, so there's actually nothing in the deck. Besides, like, a Dark Peddler into PO, but then we can't cast the PO because we're 1 mana short. So I believe we just give the Sylvanas taunt here. Actually, we drew into 2 taunts, but this is the only one we can play. Throw a taunt next to Sylvanas and swing face with a 7. Swing face for, 5 and then 7. Putting him at 5, and if he attacks into Sylvanas, we're going to take one of his 2/2s, and I doubt with 2 cards in hand, and a weapon with, 3/2 and a passive. Oh, okay. Unleash the Hounds into what? You got, what is the other card? A secret. Okay, so what you're going to... You already used a Bear. You already used a Snake. So that has to be an explosive or a Frozen. He probably doesn't run 2 of the same. Alright, so he's going to kill Sylvanas. Okay, never mind. He just gave up. Normally he gives up during Reno, but he didn't actually give up that time when we played Reno. Alright, so we need 1 more game to complete the 8-7 rounds. Let's see if we can get it. I'm sure we can. This deck does fantastic on ladder. I don't know. I mean, I know how it does so well on ladder, but by now I would expect people, because so many people are playing Reno Lock, to play more aggressive decks. Like, when people are playing, like Reno Lock and very slow Control Warrior, if you just play a rush deck and you have a decent start, and as long as they don't have an amazing start, most of the time you win. Reno Lock does very well against Secret Paladin, in my opinion. So I think we're in another Reno in our opening hand. Nice. I think we're going to put him back, though. Even though he's in our opening hand and he helps, it's just not a card. Paladins aren't known for burst damage. They're not known for rush. So being able to draw into him later is fine. I'd rather be able to... Oh, God. Lord Draxus and Mount Gannis in our opening hand. Oh, God. Imp Implosion's nice. Paladins won't be able to deal with a bunch of 1s besides Concentrate. And depending on what kind of Secret Paladin he plays, he only plays 1 Concentrate. So, Murkleton, what are you doing here? I don't know what kind of Paladin this guy's playing yet. Unless he's playing Secret Paladin with Murkleton tendencies. That's strange. I like his rank 7, though. I think I'm going to take it. If we can win. So he's actually going to pick the Shaman passive with his probably... Oh, Zombie Chow playing that. That was a really nice top deck, by the way. So he picks the Shaman passive, which is by far probably one of the shittiest passives in the game. So he gave up summoning a 1/1 recruit, which is actually pretty fucking good for... I can summon a totem that potentially is not what I need at this time. So from here, do we passive? I think we do. Let's see what we get. Healbot, nice. We'll swing into Murkleton and end our turn. From here, we could have coined into the Mortal Coil, but again, there's really no point to use Mortal Coil in this situation. We can't play anything after it. We're not looking for a card, and the card that we're killing isn't detrimental. It doesn't have to die right now. It's a 1/1. So just make sure when you have Mortal Coil in hand, you don't get like Mortal Coil fucking crazy. I've seen people, the second they get Mortal Coil, like, oh, I gotta do 1 damage and draw 1 card, the value. No, you don't have to fucking do that every single time. It is not necessary. Alright, Emperor, nice. We have a pretty beefy hand right now. Imp Implosion, the 3/3. Hit at least a 3! Didn't hit a 3. Didn't even hit a 3. Alright, that just totally killed my mood. Fuck this guy. Take a sip of my alcoholic beverage and I'll fuck you with my 2 imps on the field. Alright, so he has a plethora of 1, HP creatures right now. So Mortal Coil is looking real fine it is. I see Mortal Coiling the 3/1 actually makes sense here, or the Void Color, that makes sense too, because we have Mal'Ganis and fucking Lord Draxus in our hand. The 2 biggest demons, I think the 2 biggest fucking cards in this deck besides Molten Giant, which that card's really not that big because we take damage, so it just becomes small. Very nice to play. As Mal'Ganis and Lord Draxus are like, unless they get Emperored like 5 times in a row, playing one of those guys and only playing that in a turn is kind of like you're either winning so much that it just wins you the game, or you're so far behind you're like, please help me, and then you play it as like a last call and they execute it for 1 man and you're just like, fuck my life. It's like one or the other. It's never just like casual Mal'Ganis. It's always like, fucking save me, or I'm already ahead so much, Mal'Ganis, just do Mal'Ganis and you'll probably concede as soon as you play him. I'd have to say the 2 Warlock legendaries are probably, well, these 2 Warlock legendaries in specific, I don't know about, what's his name? Wilfred? Not fucking Wilfred. What was it? Fizzlebang? Wilfred fucking Fizzlebang? Fuck that guy. But these 2 guys, they're probably some of the best 2 legendaries, class-specific legendaries in the game. Like, Lord Draxus is just so fantastic. Summon a 6/6 every turn, get a 3/7 weapon as long as it doesn't get Harrisoned. Look at its fucking field. It's huge. Alright, so from here, killing off the taunt. I wish we would draw and do a Hellfire. That would be GG from here. What would be the... yeah, we kill the taunt. We actually can NT Killbot here, or Mortal Coil the 3/1 and see what we get. And or passive to see what we get. Because we still have Dark Bomb and Mortal Coil, which could kill 2 cards. But I think just using NT Killbot here, we hasn't played any Secrets, which could tell me he could be playing mid-range Paladin. The Farseer was a weird card he played, so he could be playing a rendition of like a mid Paladin, which would it's turn 6, so you can always Quartermaster making this. Oh god, Sylvanas the Windrunner. Okay, this is really bad, guys, because this Void Caller needs to die, and whatever it brings out, Sylvanas has a chance to take it. So I think, wow, it's gonna come down to a 50-50 chance in this situation. Yeah, for sure, because we're gonna. Okay. Yeah, because Healbot is going to live. And then when our Void Color is going to die, whatever Void Color brings out, then we swing our Healbot into Sylvanas, and then Sylvanas is either going to take the demon we bring out and or Healbot. And I think this game is going to come down to that 50-50 chance of which card it takes. Also, if he brings out Lord Draxus, that's, I guess, a little bit better for us if he takes it than Mal'Ganis. But we don't attack our Void Caller into that. Or do we? I think we do. And then we Hellfire. And then we 3/3 into it. Yeah, because there's no way. Sylvanas needs to die. So, and the Healbot can't die. Okay. So it's going to kill everything. We swing for 3, of course. And now it's just left up to chance. He's going to take Draxus or he's going to take a 3/1. And he takes fucking Draxus. There you go. Well played. Good job, Paladin. You played fantastic there. I don't know how I didn't see that coming. I should have played around it. You took Lord of Draxus, a 3/15, against a deck that the only card in it that could potentially kill that is a Siphon Soul, and it's not in my hand right now. Nice. I'm fucked. What do we do this turn? Do we just Emperor and end turn? I think so. Okay, so I'm going to assume he's going to kill the Emperor with a... If he swings into it with Lord Draxus, Lord turns into a 3/10, and then he needs to deal 2 damage to it, which can either be from equipping a weapon or a buff to a card. I mean, I'm not expecting Emperor to live. So there's the True Silver Champion, there's the weapon, and then the Lord Draxus is going to, of course, swing into it. He's going to take 5, which is pretty good on our behalf. Lord Draxus is going to take 5, so it kind of brings him down to, 3/10, still a fucking giant creature. Why did he have to get Lord Draxus? Dr. Boom's pretty sick. I think we Dark Bomb the Shredder first, though. See what comes out. If it's Doomsayer. Alright, that's a 1/2. RNG's coming back to our side, boys. Nothing crazy. Nothing crazy. So as long as he doesn't have Big Game Hunter and our Dr. Boom can either connect to his face and or at least put some hurt on Draxus, I think we're in it back to a semi-okay position before RNG gods fucked us straight in the bunions. That was just horrible. Him taking Draxus was literally what will make or break this game. And if we do happen to win this game with him taking Draxus, he needs to know that he took Draxus and he lost. Because, like, he deserves to lose rank 7, and we deserve to take it if we can win, and he has taken our Draxus. Arguably one of the strongest Warlock legendaries, if not the strongest. I'm pretty sure Lord Draxus in an ARM competition could beat Mal'Ganis. It's arguable, and Mal'Ganis is fucking huge, too. They're both huge. I wonder, though, who would win, Mal'Ganis or Lord Draxus? That's a good question. I'm going to type that in Google and see what comes up. You know there's going to be some weird anime shit that comes up when I do that. I'm not sure if I should do that or not. So, the Dr. Boom was able to make contact with Lord Draxus, so now he's a 3-3. He's back to being not so big, but still decent. Not Healbot, but Healing Totem, fuck my life. So we're actually going to Mortal Coil the Taunt Totem. Not the best play in the board, but it allows us to draw into something that could have been really good. We didn't. So from here, Gang Boss. I guess we should have passived before Gang Boss. Or we could just Lothab and then heal ourselves for 3. I think that's fine, yeah. I forgot I was looking at the card as if it cost 3 mana and not 2. Forgot the Emperor had its value on there. So we put her for 15. Not that he was probably going to be able to push damage anyway. He only has 5 damage on board. And we had, what, 12? So you'd have to do 7? Oh, fuck. Alright, that's fine. If you would have took Lothab, I would have... What? This guy's playing a bunch of tech cards. Like Farseer, Mind Control Tech. Like, what is this? I mean, it's working, obviously. But it's not normal. Gonna heal her back up to 5, which means we can start using her passive again. Oh, Reno Paladin. Oh, should have saw that. Alright, okay, that makes more sense now, guys. Reno Paladin. Who would have known, right? Who would have known? Okay, so do we Mal'Ganis here, or do we summon Stalag and Fugan, and hopefully they die, and they summon a Thaddeus, and Thaddeus arm wrestles the fuck out of the Paladin and wins? I don't know. Do we attack? I think we swing into this. It creates 1. Use our bomb. See what it hits. Hopefully it kills off the 3-3. If not, does a decent amount to Reno. Goes face for 1. Alright, so we're going to play these guys and not use Mal'Ganis yet. Because Mal'Ganis would just die to his Reno Jackson and Farseer. As for these 2 cards, put a decent amount of pressure. You can't particularly kill either one of these without using both creatures to kill it, without using a card in hand. So we're just going to assume he doesn't like Heavy Quality Consecrate and then a BGH. That would... A Quality Consecrate BGH, he deserves to win this game. After Mind Control Tech, you know, the Sylvanas on the perfect play when we had Void Callers and just so happened to have 2 of the best demons in our hand. And it just so happens to take the right one. I'm just going to casually slide this Lord of Draxus on my side of the field. No big deal. Alright. So what's he going to do? 4 cards in hand, 3 cards on field. One of them's a Healing Totem. I have a feeling he's going to... I know he wants to kill off the 7-4 with his Reno Jackson. That feels right on his part. But then killing off the 4-7 is a little bit tricky. He could probably... Has he Iron Beaked yet? I don't think he's Iron Beaked. So maybe he'll search for the Iron Beak to silence one of them. So, but even if he silences one of them, it still brings out Thad, right? Oh, there's the Iron Beak onto the 7-4. Okay. But I'm pretty sure it still summons Thad, right? Holy, the Kel'Thuzad is going to bring back Reno and the 3-3. Wow. Siphon Soul is definitely going to be helpful here. Probably going to passive, see what we can draw into. Shredder's pretty nice, but can't play right now, so we're going to definitely Siphon Soul this Kel'Thuzad without a fucking doubt. Swing our 1-1 into his Iron Beak, swing our 4-4 into his 3-3, and our 2 is going to kill off the Totem. We're able to bring back the field to our side. It goes from his 3 cards in hand to 1 card on field to our 2 cards on field, 3 in hand, and we actually have the ability to draw 1 more next turn, allowing us to be quite a few cards ahead. So there's the Belcher, that's pretty bad. And the Shielded Mini-Bot, not too bad. And then Totem into Healing Totem, I am going to. Okay, so 1-1, not too bad. There's our Reno Jackson, but we haven't drawn any Moltens yet, so that really doesn't matter. We're probably going to Peddler, see what we get. Mortal Coil. Swing into this. Mortal Coil the Sledge. Now we can deal with that effectively. As I said, that I'm pretty sure was going to come out because even if he silenced one, the other one says if this has died this game, still bring out Thad. You actually, I believe, pretty sure you have to silence both, if not a specific one. I'm not sure exactly. I fucked up the wording of that card so many times. Like earlier today, for example, I was playing Priest, and I played the Priest card that says Summon a Death Rattle. I don't know what the fuck it's called. And then I picked Slag. And then he plays the other one, and then I kill mine into that, and it should have summoned a Thad for both of us, but it only summoned a Thad for him. When that doesn't fucking make sense, because my card says whenever, it doesn't say whenever it just says whenever the other one has died, summon a Thad. And both of them say whenever the other one has died. So potentially if we both have the other ones, the two opposites, and we attack them into each other, we should both make Thaddeus. But that didn't happen. He got it and I didn't. How the fuck is that possible? Anyway, that's what I was dealing with today. I was very upset. I still don't understand how. Our Thaddeus is fucking dead. Fuck you, Totem. That 1/1 Totem that I said don't worry about, yeah, we should have worried about it. It just killed an 11. Fuck. Alright, Big Game Hunter off the top. Definitely something just fantastic that happened, boys. From here, I'm pretty sure we just... Yeah, we Shadow Flame and we BGH the Dr. Boom. We're not even worried about that damage because when we BGH this, we can passive into like a Giant. We're going to draw a Giant at any time now, and then after that, we're going to play Reno. So, there's only a matter of time before we draw Giants, and then the fact that this Paladin has pretty much run out of steam. He's used Reno. The only card Dr. Boom, Sylvanas, the only card he hasn't used is Tyrion yet, and if he does play Tyrion, I'm just going to be ready for it. That's all I can say. I'm not sure how I'm going to deal with it yet. So, there's the Molten Giant. So, I'm pretty sure we passive, get as low as we can, draw another card, Molten Giant, then Reno. And then from there, I'm pretty sure he's going to Kinsamidad. And we're going to swing face for 4. There's really no point to kill that healing totem. I need to put damage on him. Start pushing it, because right now he's not really worried about lethal whatsoever. But once you start putting, like, get him below, like, 15, people start to sweat. Knife Juggler into Muster. Big Game Hunter, of course. 8-8 down. 8-8 down. From here, I'm pretty sure we just Hellfire. I don't see a reason not to Hellfire. I guess we could play Sylvanas and then taunt it up, but then he's just going to swing both his creatures into it, and we're going to take a totem. We Hellfire what? He loses both his... Yeah, he loses both his creatures. He loses all 4 of his cards. I lose 1 of mine, and we swing for 4 for face. Before, the other way, there was really no way to deal face damage and kill his creature. And I do not see a muster for Battle Quartermaster anytime soon, and if he does, we have a fucking Mal'Ganis. So... Yep, there's the Kinsamidad. Okay, so we are heading down to rank 7 now. I have no idea how we beat that guy, to be completely honest. It was just, drawing that BGH was pretty important, but I would say the most... I don't even know what the most important thing is. It's just, I think we just outvalued him there, pretty much. I mean, Reno Paladin is not a common deck, and I don't think it's, like, been... How do you say? Refined to the point of the Reno lock. I think the Reno lock is a much popular deck, and it has been played a lot more than a Paladin Reno. But anyway, we are rank 7 now, so from there I will be heading on to rank 6 soon enough. Expect that video shortly, and again, we also have that free-to-play, which I've been working on a lot, by the way. Always welcome to hear your feedback on the free-to-play stuff, and with all of that said, I'm Warshack, and as always, I'm Warshack, happy whatever the hell day it is. I don't know why I always mess that up now.